Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another stream. It's been a while, but I'm finally back. Just had a brutal midterm season, I guess. Now I'm on spring break, so have a bit more time to stream. Trying to clean my keyboard real quick because I noticed there's a red little spot here. But I call this looking at books because I have a few books on my desk that I haven't really touched since I got them. Just want to skim through a few of them, see what's interesting about them, and maybe if I have time, I'll go through it. But I think I'm not gonna stream too long, just because I want to go outside. It's a nice day, and it's a nice day. So I would hopefully like to read outside, and I need to go pick up a package. But in the meantime, there's a few books. So we have the Elements of Statistical Learning, Data Mining, Inference, and Prediction. You also have Introduction to Econometrics. Deep Learning. So these are all kind of like textbooks almost. And then Efficiently Inefficient. Wait, when is this? So this is 2015 actually. So these are all pretty old. I think these are all more nonfiction books. I feel like, when was this made? So this is 2020. So pretty recent. Oops. What was this? By Springer. So this was in 2009. So these are all pretty old. I'm gonna go check out my laundry real quick actually too. Okay, back. So I think what I'm gonna do is maybe spend some time looking at the authors of this book. Yeah, so it's 4:40. Spend like 20 minutes. Oof. So let's take a look at the econometrics first. James H. Stock is an American economist, vice president for climate and sustainability. A leading undergraduate textbook. Okay. Energy and environmental economics focus on fuels and on U.S. climate change. So this is a leading undergraduate econometrics textbook. He served as member president where his portfolio included macroeconomics and energy and environmental policy. He has a MS in statistics and a PhD in economics from the University of California, Berkeley. The macroeconomic impact of carbon pricing. Using an integral of energy supply and demand, this paper aims to assess climate policies that the U.S. federal government may consider in 2025 and to evaluate emission reduction, fiscal costs and revenues, and household energy expenditures across a range of policy scenarios. Carbon fee, or to a lesser extent, the implement a clean electricity standard power sector. As part of the CBO, it seems like. Okay, so this is interesting. James Stock is, I guess you could say, a Harvard economist that likes to research, macroeconomics and climate. So I'm going to create some flashcards too, actually. And I feel like when I do these readings, the best way I can retain information is hopefully through active recall and building a mental model. So I'm going to probably hopefully build a flashcard framework for this. So introduction to econometrics. So who are the authors of Introduction to Econometrics? What do they do? Good, so we have James H. Stock. He's a Harvard professor in economics. likes to research macroeconomics, economic policy, and how should I say this? So economic policy and climate economics. Oh, shoot. Mark W. Watson. Yeah, so these are all really smart guys. So economic time series. Yeah, I mean, these guys have pretty strong resume of teaching positions. Yeah, maybe it'll be interesting to see these Nobel Prize winning economists. So it seems like this guy is pretty big in the econometrics field. So Mark W. Watson, Princeton professor in economics, seems to be big in the econometrics space. Okay. MyLab economics. Okay, so it seems like there's a few sections. Economic questions and data. I've talks about different types of data, experimental versus observational, cross-sectional, time series panel data, causal effects and idealized experiments, estimation of causal effects, prediction, forecasting, and causality. So I'm assuming that has something to do with regression, but I think this question is, the first section is economic questions we examine and how can you examine that with data. Normal, chi-squared, student T, and F distributions. Okay, so these are all statistical tests, random sampling and distribution of the sample average, large sample approximations to sample distributions, sigil limit derivation of results and key concepts, review of statistics, so I have to keep in mind that maybe adding the has a MS in statistics from UC Berkeley and PhD in economics. It's kind of where their background is. And has PhD in economics from UC San Diego. Yeah, so I think people say that, hey, it doesn't really matter what you study in college. And sometimes even college doesn't really matter, but it's just helpful to see what they... I feel like it's pretty helpful to understand what they were studying, kind of what their background is. Least squares assumptions. Oh, heteroskedasticity and homoskedasticity. That's hard. Linear regression with multiple regressors. That's, I think, multivariate regression. And multiple regressions. Okay. Nonlinear regression functions. So these could be maybe neural networks. Experiments and quasi-experiments. Prediction with many regressors and big data. Autoregressive. I'm not entirely sure. I feel like I've heard of that. I don't fully remember what it is. Yeah, so there are, 785 pages in this behemoth of... the IV regression. Okay, so this is kind of an undergraduate textbook on econometrics, which seems like answering questions using data. It's the biggest idea. How do you answer economic questions with data? Okay, I guess that's what econometrics is. You're still at a level of mathematics appropriate for an introductory course. Yeah, I guess the math does get pretty complex here. Kappa, okay. Correlation is not equal causation. Okay, so went through this, just the first few pages of acknowledgements. Has some interesting things there. Now deep learning. Let's take a look what we have here. It's by Ian Goodfellow, Yoshua Bengio, and Aaron Corville. Okay, seems like this is all written in LaTeX. Deep generative models. Wow. So this one is also seems like it's going to be pretty deep. Deep learning is everything about neural networks and different types of neural networks. Statistical. Random forest. Okay, so statistical learning is also seems like it's a pretty big thing here. Okay. So it seems like they all have stuff about linear regression, basic stats, probability. So I feel like it's good that we can get different perspectives of how they might work. Ensemble learning. What's an ensemble? I feel like I heard about this, but I just forgot what it actually means. So this is also written in LaTeX. Bayes optimal classifier. Choose the lowest index. Okay, so there's a lot here too. I'm going to start with, call this deep learning, and then maybe books. Deck, case, books. Who are the authors of deep learning and what do they do? So Ian Goodfellow. Okay, this guy is also. Oh. Interesting. That's crazy. Ian Goodfellow. So it seems like research scientist at DeepMind has made significant contributions to the field of deep learning, including most notably inventing generative adversarial networks. Studied computer science in college. Okay. And then you also have Yoshio Bengio. Wow. Professor at University, I don't know how to do those fancy, University of Montreal. Computer science. So, what is his research? Turing Award. Okay. Okay, so I think maybe he's also influenced Yoshua Bengio. He's one of the pioneers in natural language processing. High dimensional word embeddings. I think an embedding is just turning a high dimensional feature or input into lower dimensional space. Probabilistic models, sequences, Markov models. Received a Turing Award in 2018 for his work in probabilistic models of sequences, high-dimensional word embeddings, and generative adversarial networks. And then Aaron Corville. University of Montreal, yeah. Aaron Corville, professor at University of Montreal, computer science. He helped develop the GANs alongside Bengio and Goodfellow. Hmm. Okay. Oh, Bingsu. Hippo ML. Okay, so there's that. Deep learning. Master deck. Okay, introduction. Let's have the elements of statistical learning. Rename, call this data mining, inference, and prediction. Okay. So I think this is so who are the authors of elements of statistical learning? Trevor Hastie, Robert Tibshirani, Jerome Friedman. So who's this guy? Assuming, oh wait. So these are all, okay, these are all people at Stanford. Hasty. Professor of Statistics at Stanford. Used S plus. Okay. Oops. Bring this over here. Trevor J. Hasty. Okay. Helped develop the S programming language. Does a lot of work in biostatistics. Robert Tib Sharani. Scholar. Oh, yeah. Wait, browse. Oops. What am I adding then? does a lot of work in biostatistics, won numerous so on awards for his work in regressions analysis, I think. Did a lot of work in biostatistics. Jerome Friedman. Oops. I wonder Albert Kyle. Max. What's it called? University of Maryland. University of Maryland finance professors. Oh, this, yeah. I guess these guys don't have Wikipedia articles about them. Rossi, maybe? Ooh, let me send it. Liu Yang. Wait, what is Professor Emeritus? John A. Haslam. Susan White. Interesting. Okay. Jerome Friedman. Let's take a look if I can find something about him. There's a lot of work in statistics and data mining. Oh, is he one of the biggest guys in Nearest Neighbor? Data mining and machine learning. So these are all professor of statistics and machine learning. Jerome Friedman. Okay. Alright, with that being said, I think probably gonna end the stream here. So was able to kind of look at these books, see who is really the authors behind them and what they've contributed to the field. And these guys are all prospective legends in each of the things that's, I guess, in each of the areas that they're a part of. So it'll be interesting to see what they have to say about the different topics: statistical learning, data mining, I think inference and regression. There's also deep learning, and then econometrics. So it'll be interesting to see what that is, what's to come. With that being said, I'm gonna end the stream now. Probably go eat some dinner, get a smoothie, and maybe stream a bit later tonight. So see you guys in the next one. Peace.